I think most of you know that this is the most corrupt administration that we have ever seen in American history, point blank period. That is not a political statement. That is not hyperbolic. It is an objective truth. And in the last 48 hours, we got some wild information that really blows everything else out of the water. Because according to the New York Times, Donald Trump is demanding $230 million from his own Justice Department, the Justice Department that has been flooded with loyalists. He is literally demanding taxpayer dollars be paid to him for all of the abuses that happened previously from the Justice Department, like when he was investigated, for example, for a variety of things. And I remind you that when Donald Trump has been investigated by the Department of Justice, like when he had classified documents, I'm not sure the Department of Justice has ever had a stronger case. That is me being a little hyperbolic, but seriously, I mean, the FBI walks into Mar-a-Lago, there's classified documents in a bathroom, there's classified documents laying on the floor. He's on audio bragging about having classified documents, literally saying, quote, "I could have declassified these when I was president, but I didn't." And he's showing them off to people without the clearance. It doesn't get much clearer than that. So again, just because this whole presidency is about enriching himself, he wants his Justice Department to pay him. Let's get into this. Before I get into this article, he was asked about this in the Oval Office yesterday, and I want you to take a look at his response.
You're just very good.
Let's follow up on her question to you, because the New York Times is reporting that your legal team is seeking $230 million from your own Justice Department now in response to the investigations into you. Is that something you want your legal team to do?
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't even talk to them about it. All I know is that they would owe me a lot of money, but I'm not looking for money. I'd give it to charity or something. I would give it to charity, any money. But look, what they did, they rigged the election. And as you know, we had, in one case, 60 Minutes had to pay us a lot of money. George Slobodanopoulos had to pay us a lot of money, and they already paid. You know, they paid me a lot of money because what they did was wrong. And, you know, when somebody does what's wrong. Now, with the country, it's interesting because I'm the one that makes the decision, right? And, you know, that decision would have to go across my desk. And it's awfully strange to make a decision where I'm paying myself. In other words, did you ever have one of those cases where you have to decide how much you're paying yourself in damages? But I was damaged very greatly, and any money that I would get, I would give to charity.
It's almost stunning that Donald Trump here is actively describing out loud just, I don't know, corruption. He's like, isn't it strange that I would be the one making the decision to pay myself? Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. Is that where we start, maybe, Mr. President? That is stunning, truly stunning. The other thing is MAGA has said that this whole thing is okay because he's, I guess, going to pay it to charity, but that doesn't make any sense. Why is he demanding that our taxpayer dollars from the Department of Justice go to him just so he can give it to charity? It's not going to charity. He wants to get rich. And I remind you, this tweet from Sarah here, really well put. This, plus anonymous donors paying for his ballroom. We still don't have a lot of financial information about a $250 million ballroom that he's putting on the east wing of the White House as he's tearing apart part of the White House right now. He's taken a jet from Qatar, special exemptions from his tariffs to businesses that suck up. Again, in this hyper-politicization where the executive branch has been flooded with loyalists, it's just pay to play. Hey, we'll help you out, whether it's a private business, whether it's a foreign country. If you give Donald Trump what he needs, we will help you out. We'll lower the price of the tariffs. We'll, give you tax exemptions, whatever. Special treatment to Ghislaine Maxwell, covering up for Jeffrey Epstein, pardons to January 6ers. It's simply an unrivaled corruption. And there's more that you probably haven't seen before we loop back to the original article. What about the Trump phone? This is so crazy to me that there's so many examples of these things like phones, Bibles, shoes that people just don't talk about. Nobody's even received a Trump phone. Did you know that he released phones that people have paid for and nobody has received yet? It's just a giant scam. Take a look at this video.
Point. Where is my Trump phone at, dude? I placed my order in June. At first they said it would ship in August. That didn't work out. And then they pushed it back to October. It's October 18th. I've heard nothing, and the company is radio silent. The last sign of life from Trump Mobile is an Instagram post from a month and a half ago. Wait, Is that a fake iPhone? I checked the website and the only update is they're now reselling other phones. Wait, no way. They're trying to act like the S24 was made in the USA. No part of the S24 was made in the US. Also, you can buy this phone new for this price. It's used. I need to click around this website more. They're trying to act like the phone plan comes with healthcare. We know you don't care about healthcare. Stop it.
And that's so nuts. That is so nuts. This is Carter PCS. He's a huge creator online who posts about technology. He has been charged 4 times. He ordered one Trump phone. I believed he was charged 3 other times for 3 other phones he didn't order. He was just like quadruple or triple charged. And he ordered it in July. It's October. No sign of life from Trump Mobile. And like was in Carter's video, they are now just selling refurbished phones, I guess, that they're claiming were, quote, brought to life in the USA. Refurbished iPhones that were brought to life in the USA. What does that even mean? Just because you refurbish a phone doesn't mean it was brought to life in the USA. It goes on and on and on. What about the Trump watches? The government is shut down right now. Trump is building ballrooms demanding money from his Department of Justice, and ads are playing on Newsmax for his Trump watches. Take a look.
Everyone, it's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. Please make a great gift. It's Trump time.
It's Trump time. Who is wearing this? That's my question. Who? And we've seen the same thing from the watches that we've seen from the phones, from the Bibles where people receive them and the pages were stuck together so they couldn't open some of the pages. It's just a giant scam. People aren't receiving them. They're made of like plastic. He is getting so rich. Let me loop back to this original article because it truly doesn't get worse than this. Senior department officials who were defense lawyers for the president and those in his orbit are now in jobs that typically must approve any such payout, underscoring potential ethical conflicts. If we scroll down here, President Trump is demanding that the Justice Department pay him about $230 million in compensation for the federal investigations into him, according to people familiar with the matter, who added that any settlement might ultimately be approved by senior department officials who defended him or those in his orbit. And the New York Times, first of all, great reporting here, so important, but also not mincing words. Quote, "The situation has no parallel in American history as Mr. Trump, a presidential candidate, was pursued by federal law enforcement and eventually won the election, taking over the very government that must now review his claims. It is also the starkest example yet of potential ethical concerns created by installing the president's former lawyers atop the Justice Department. Mr. Trump submitted complaints through an administrative claim process that often is the precursor to lawsuits. The first claim, lodged in late 2023, seeks damages for a number of potential violations of his rights, including the FBI and special counsel investigation into Russian election tampering and possible connections to the 2016 Trump campaign. There's several other complaints here. And about the issue at the White House, after this article published, the president said, quote, "I was damaged very greatly, and any money I would get, I would give to charity." And obviously, any lawyer, any person who has studied any bit of law thinks that this is a travesty, a true disgrace. Any person with common sense is like, oh my God, this is unbelievable that this is happening in the United States. This one from Bennett L. Gershman, an ethics professor at Pace University, said, quote, "What a travesty. The ethical conflict is just so basic and fundamental, you don't need a law professor to explain it." Well said. I'll keep you updated on this. My hope is that everybody screams and yells about this because this guy is just getting rich off the presidency. And now it's not just watches and Bibles, it's taxpayer money going straight to him. I appreciate you watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed already, it would mean the absolute world. And maybe click like while you're at it. It goes a long way. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you in the next video.